Okay, favorite. Hi, favorite. Yeah, favorite. I can see you. Let me reduce the volume of this. Okay. Um, about today. Let me drop this volume. Okay, favorite. Hi, favorite. All right. Are we good to go? Can we? Yes. Everson Gray. Yeah, can see you guys. Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It's nice having you. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, all you just need to do, you can just give a thumbs up. If you can hear me, just give a here. I agree favorite. Ever is it Everson Gray? Okay. GF. What about today? Tayoru. Okay. Yeah. Good day, everyone. All right. I think we can kick off right now. Okay. Um, I noticed that it's been a while. Sincerely, I've not had time. Even some persons they've sent some messages to me to say, okay, boss, I want this, and somebody who just sent, was it yesterday? And I told him what I would do. I'll use this class to try to explain what he was asking because I think it might be good for him to also ask the question. So most of us that are actually into tech to a large extent, I noticed somebody was complaining the last time. He said, he doesn't get much job like that. He doesn't, he's just there. He has, and I said, okay, fine, there's something you're not doing well. Hmm? Now, especially we in tech, one thing I will advise you, I will tell you is why you are trying to go into tech, you must understand it is important to begin to build people. One, you try to build other people. You shouldn't have the mindset to say it's just only you alone that wants to grow. So some of you heard about this opportunity to say, okay, call other persons. You shouldn't hold knowledge. Don't hold knowledge. You begin to hide it from somebody. And that's one thing I've learned, that holding of knowledge, it doesn't make you grow. If you want to grow, you try place yourself out there and let people learn from you. And there are a couple of guys that they've been reaching out to me. They said, okay, fine, we want to learn this, we want to learn that. It's also part why I had to make this class like a public class where I can actually talk with people. Then what you need to do even after the whole thing, you can also write, drop your message still. You can drop your contact. If you don't mind on the chat after the whole class, just write me, drop your number, I'll reach out to you. Some persons they want to learn so many things. Some will say, okay, I want to learn this, I want to learn CCTV, I want to learn electric fence, I want to learn smart lock, I want to learn solar and inverters. And that is the secret. They say knowledge is power. Knowledge is not just power alone. Knowledge is also, I'll say knowledge is money, right? In knowledge lies money. It's just for you to know how to put it out there, right? So, but many of us, it's just that you have knowledge. You need to find a way to translate this knowledge into money. By the grace of God today, I know most of you, some of you, you've bought my manual, right? I sold to a couple of guys, some persons. I think for electric fence alone, that's the one I sold to so many persons then. And I'll tell you, it was even knowledge I'll say that I got, that I was able to put even to writing, and I had to monetize it, and people started buying it. Couple of guys, I sold over 100 and something copies of that manual. But still, the drive behind this whole thing is just, if you let your knowledge die with you, I just say, if you, I don't know how many of you understand the Bible. If you know about the Bible, the story of the talent. He said he gave one how many? Five. He gave another one three, another one. The one who got five had to trade with his own to say he wants to make more, right? And somebody else, they gave three. They gave one five. Five traded with his, and he got five more. The one had three, traded with his own. He had three more. But the one had just one. When he hid it, say, this my master wants to reap where he didn't sow. By the end of the day, what am I talking about? The talent they talk, even though the Bible even use talent, you can also say it was money they gave to them because they said they traded. So it's also like the gift that God has given to you. Whatever gift you have today, you must learn to put it to use. You don't keep it. In any gift you have that you keep, you don't use, it becomes obsolete, and at the end of the day, it dies. But when you begin to put them to use, you begin to develop yourself more, then you see yourself grow. I'm somebody who likes seeing people grow. If you see the guys that I've trained, if you see them today, guys I've trained, I'll say we had one-on-one, let's say one-on-one kind of tutelage where they were with me, they stayed with me for some time. You see them, these guys are big guys today still. So, but the thing is, I traded with it to raise people. So, how successful you are today, it is not how much you have in your bank account at all. That's not it. It is the life of impact. How many people have you impacted? I'll tell you today, by the grace of God, to a large extent. I know the message I get on my Facebook, my YouTube page, even right the way from South Africa, Namibia, Ghana, so many countries, they reach out and they just say, okay, thank you so much for helping us in this area. So that's where we're going to. We're going somewhere. I want to first talk with us so that we understand what we want to talk about this evening. So that's what I'm talking about. And now, I've been getting calls from people to say, okay, I want to learn this. And I say, okay, it's not easy to say, let me just train just one person. It's not easy to say, okay, you teach this one today, the other one say, okay, I want to learn this. And to a large extent, there are so many things that are involved. If you want to really train people on this stuff, we have CCTV, we have electric fence, we have access control, we have burglar alarm, we have a motorized gate, we have solar and inverter. All of this, they are interwoven into these same jobs that you and I do. One thing you don't see me do, I'm not in this field to say tomorrow. I want to, because they say selling of a cashew nut makes money. I want to go, and it's not related to my field. When you now become jack of all trade, master of none. But I'll tell you today, in my field, I'll tell you by His grace, I'm a master of them. What is related to our jobs. So that's why I said this class is mainly for people who are interested in tech, who are already in. Maybe you've been in and you see you're not making money. Then I think this class will help us this evening. Now, what are we talking about? See, if you know you are in this field, and what you just do is, maybe you say, I do electric fence, I do CCTV, and maybe you do one, and you say that's just all. Sorry, to a large extent, you will limit what you can achieve. You limit where you can actually get to. When I actually started, because before now I did automation. This was automation. Those years I was working in a company then, and we're building If you know, if you've heard of AMF or ATS panel, these panels are used in switching from generator. You can use it to switch your mains when there's power outage, or you can start off your generator. You can also have system where you have two generators where you begin to interchange between both of them. So we're basically into different kinds of automation. And I wasn't satisfied to say, okay, it was not just enough. I left that company, I joined another company, and that was when I entered electronic security. And while I joined, I started developing myself. I pay for courses. I pay for courses to say, I want to learn this, I want to grow. I want to learn this, I want to grow. That must be your number one mindset. Some persons, they just always want, okay, everything comes on a platter of gold. Let me give you this instance. When it comes to, if you know, most of us know these hotel logs, right? I know you should understand what hotel logs you want to use in hotel. So with the management software, so you are able to program the number of days the guest stays. When the number of days expires, that card refuses to work. So you don't need to. It helps you manage your guests in a hotel. So the last time I did that job was about over 10 years ago. Over 10, I said over 10 years ago, and that was in Warri, one of the hotels in Warri. So it was actually somebody who called me to say, he has this job, but he doesn't know how he will go about it. That if I can cry, I said no problem. I went to Warri, and when I got there, we started with the door, and because I don't always like staying in one place, just stay there. Start with no, 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 no. I just want to do, and I'll leave. And I got there, I showed him, I taught that guy. I taught three of them that day. And the next day, I just taught them, I just did example with some. Then I left them. They were about, I think, about 40 something rooms then. I did only three, and I left them to go ahead with other ones. I taught them that as at that time, then I left. Yeah, when I was busy with other things because there's no time sitting in one place. I just feel you are comfortable there because that has never been mine. I'm not always satisfied. I want to go for more hits, get more stuff to do. Maybe I left there. That was when they continued and they finished that job. But as of last year, somebody reached out to me and said he wants to tell them for me to program for him. And I beat him and I said, okay, you come here, I'll teach you, I'll show you how to program this, how you set them up. He said, okay, brought the lock. While we're trying to do the programming, I saw it was not working. I, I was almost becoming like, what is the matter? This is what I've taught people, somebody before, taught three persons how to. Why is this one not working? I kept doing everything. I would check for others, the same thing. It got somewhere, and I told him, I said, you might have to go to the vendor where you bought this thing and report to them. But when I called the vendor, I got to them over the phone. One was telling me, you don't know how to do it. Get somebody who will train you. You know what I did? In humility, I just told him, can you get me somebody who will teach me? And he said, okay, send somebody's number. I was happy with it. I said, okay, that's fine. I called the guy and I said, somebody send me your number. I want to learn this. The hotel lock, I'm having it, it's not working. He said, okay, I'll pay 30,000 just for that. I, I sent him that money immediately. I said, when are you ready? I first asked him, do I pay in parts or do I pay? He said, anyone. I decided to pay in full. I paid in full 30,000 just for me to learn it because maybe it's another. Should I say this is another generation, not that year. So I just okay, let me learn it. When it started, we were online, my internet, I connected. I had to link him up with the this what's this database using linking system via the internet. So he took over my system. He kept doing it. The guy tried. He uninstalled that software. He placed another one. He uninstalled that. He put another one. He kept doing it. I was just there. I laid on the bed. I was just watching, and it got somewhere. The guy just said, he said, what I will do, I will send you. There's other software I have in one of my other phone. Maybe you put that. I said, okay, no problem. And I knew there was problem. Already I knew there was problem when I told them. When that guy said, for the vendor to say to me that you need to go for training, and I said this. When I even program stuff, even more come, I had to just swallow my pride as at that time. But when the guy tried, they had the issue, he couldn't do it. And I called the guy who brought it, come take this thing, take it back to the vendor. Something is wrong with these things. And when they got there, they agreed to say, okay, that they read that, they no longer use that, is an old one. They are now using new reader with another software. What am I trying to say? I had to pay even that much to say, okay, I want to learn. This was just last year. Last year. Either last year or this year. Maybe this year. Early this year. That was when I had to pay. Me who when I felt I am even a master of all before. But somebody, I got that challenge and I was ready to learn. I was ready to pay to learn it. So why this story is just to bring us to the point where I feel you and I, the level where we need to operate right now. You must be ready to develop yourself, improve yourself in different skills. As I am today, they will call me here, they will call me most times. It's just if there's not taking, if I had decided to say I want to do it on my own, in short, I'll just get myself exhausted. I'll have been exhausted. But thank God I have guys that works with me, my team. So I can assign this one here, two persons go here, you go there. I'm able to. So you have this freedom. Even with that, he still get to me here with those guys that I'll say they go do this stuff. And at the end of the day, everybody is happy. But what am I trying to tell you? You must improve your skills. You must develop yourself. Continue to learn. Even as I am today, if I see a new thing comes out, I am ready to pay to learn. It was of recent, I paid for cost even to learn how to build lithium batteries. I paid. I've not studied it anymore. But I had to pay for it. I paid for it, and I gave. But the thing is, I've not started. This is another line that I'll be moving into very soon. You see, I will not come here to tell you, oh, if you want to learn how to build lithium battery, I can do it now. I can teach you, and you guys are start calling you to say, come if you want to learn, I can teach you. So because of the frequent calls and message to say, okay, fine, many say they want to learn gate automation. This is why I want to bring us together. If there's any of these skills you feel you're really interested in, and don't forget, those of you who have questions concerning electric fencing, I will still sort that. Some of you sent some message to me and I told you, okay, I'll use this opportunity so that while I'm joining it, I'm explaining, other persons are also learning, right? I will do that. So after this class, please, if you have questions, you have maybe you're interested in particular field, I would have loved to say, okay, let me do the training for, but how do I get this whole thing? Do I go get, for example, somebody say wants to learn locks? I'll go buy with my money and come train for free. It doesn't work like that. Maybe for example, someone wants to learn gate automation. The time we had that class, some person came and we did that. I taught somebody, and one of them called me one time. Said, boss, I did one site, I want to install this thing. And he was calling because I was in that class. I was happy to explain, to tell him, okay, do this, do this, just for him to be able to sort out that thing. That's the thing they always gain, the technical support. So after this live section, if you know there are areas you think, okay, I want to grow, I want to learn this, I want to go into this, you can also just put them out. You just chat me, maybe we'll chat on the, you drop a, send a message on the chat, any of the, just drop, maybe I get your message, put them together, so that we'll not have people in different classes. Okay, this one, they want to learn, this one want to learn solar and inverter, this one want to learn smart locks, this one want to learn CCTV, just like that. I have them in different sections like that. So that the ones I already have on ground, I don't just go train that. At the end of the day, some persons come. So the more it is, the more persons I get, the more I'll be able to say, okay, let's slash this price down. So it's easier for them to it just come as if a platter of gold. They just do that. Class that will have practical training. If you want to even come to say, okay, you come into the venue, we'll have a venue where we say, okay, this is the venue where we'll be having this training. You come to that venue and you come have your, you come and, okay, add a question. Okay, sorry. So you will have a venue where we say, okay, we want to do this. Everybody comes to that venue. Whoever is interested in that and dates for it, you come to that venue, we'll have it there. I was planning I was going to go to Ghana again this year, and I think Ghana there's an opportunity there for solar and inverter now, because I think they have power supply that's steady, and I think if they go into that, they can now have where you have backup. There are times you just allow the sun to charge your system. So no need to waste money for buying token. And if you're the solar charges the system, you dispense, use after a while, and you don't pay for that. You already have your solar system. So it is everybody even needs solar, even if you have constant electricity. There are people who are in Nigeria. Yeah, I don't know people now where you actually watching from anyway. There are persons who are here in Nigeria who have this kind of but there's what we call band A. They are the highest, should I say, those are the top that they say, okay, for you can have 22 hours light, power supply. So those people, theirs is expensive. They can decide to say, okay, fine, because it's expensive, I can also back up with a solar where I use a sun to charge during the day. In the night, I start dispensing. It doesn't pay that excess charge most times at night because there's a bank where it traps free energy from the sun, and at the end of the day, you dispense. So that's what I mean. So to a large extent, I see hope we're going to do that in Ghana, where we'll have a I don't know if it's going to still be this year or next year. We'll be having that. I think some persons are interested. They've reached out to me. I think one other guy still from Uganda, Musa. So, but these guys, we'll see what we'll do about that. So, I think that's just what I want us to understand. Why you're not making that money is because there's a limitation. Let's assume you can do CCTV, can do access control, a fire alarm. But fire alarm, I don't like fire alarm. I don't like it personally. Not like I don't do it. I can program, but I don't just like it. The only guy I helped him program online came and I told him I don't like it, I don't enjoy it. There are jobs I do that I enjoy. And if I don't enjoy what I do, I don't just put my mind totally in it. What I enjoy, if you call me, oh, come fix a smart lock, I just do that. Let me tell you this, what I don't like, let me tell you, and some of you may like it. Anything that you begin to draw wires for days. It's just like I did electorate in school, but to a large extent, I don't like doing the job of electrician where you have to wire the house because you start where they are doing the decking, they call you, come pass your duct, the pipes. You see out they're done with the job. They'll see call you, you are sit there. Uh these are there, it's just tasking. When I come, for example, if you have a gate, say come install a gate, I just come and install your gate and it's working, I'm out. I come and install your smart lock, I'm out, it's working. You come and install your CCTV, I'm out. No, these are the stuff that's why I said it's for us to be smart to understand, okay, fine, these are the things I want to do. So with all this, even if you install inverter for somebody, most times when we go for inverter jobs, I try as much as not to exceed one day. We start early. We start in the morning, start mounting the panels. Then when it gets on, before in the evening, we done. Even capacity where we have to mount over to, let's say, 24 panels, for example, we are done in the evening and we are out. So these are the things I feel you should also add to your archive, what you have, your arsenal. When they call you, yes. So many if the calls I receive these days is just because they understand, okay, fine. I'm able to place myself in that position where yes, he knows what he's doing. Call him. By the time you call, yes, he can do it. Call him. So these are the things you must develop yourself. You must invest in yourself. You don't just start looking for some person just feel everything is just okay. Get a mentor, let somebody teach you. There are a couple of guys that I know already. I know some of them, they are here. When they started electric fence, I know there was one of them. The day I had a one-on-one class with Musa like this, I just mounted my camera and I put it and said, okay, fine. After I was done with Musa, most of them in that group, you know Musa. Musa is not in short. Anybody that comes with any problem with that, just say, please talk with Musa. He would decipher it and give you result 100%. He could understand what those things meant because I took my time to say, there's nothing like having a one-on-one class. It's not okay, you watch a video, you cannot ask any question. But where you can ask questions, that is where you're able to say, okay, yes, I truly understand this. So that's why I'm bringing this platform. And for those of you who have questions, I'll be ready to answer your question this evening. There's somebody who sent me an image. I will quickly have to check that image. So before you, okay, are we happy? Do I go ahead with that to do that for him, or what do you think? It's how to loop a 12 line. If you're happy with that, let me see your thumbs up. If you're happy, I just do that. How you do loop your 12 line? Let me explain. While we're doing it, we're explaining it. So waiting for a response anyway. Okay. I'm trying to see where we are with this other phone. To know how ready we are. Okay. 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 Are they praised? Yeah. Okay. There's a response from one. Okay. Any other person wants us? Okay, Babatunde. All right. Okay. Let's do that then. Okay. For emphasis, I'll be using different colors of pen so we understand what we're truly talking about. Okay, before I do this, there's something I want you to understand. So it's better we understand ourselves this way. Now, before you loop any fence, one thing you should first look at is I should have a life at the first, the top. I should have a life at the last line. Hmm? And at the end of the day, make sure if you're starting maybe let's say from the right hand side, make sure if it enters from the right, the last cable comes out still. The input comes, incomer comes from the right, it will also go out to the right. You should not come from here. At the end of the day, your looping ends here where the other cable goes this other way, goes to the left. I hope sorry, I think I'm going far from the screen. So if you come in from here, for example, always ensure when it goes all the way, it goes back the same way, right? So, okay, somebody wants, okay, that's a, yes, okay. Pardon me, these are new pens anyway. I just got them. So let me try open it up. This is green. One. Okay, that's the black and the red. All right. Okay, let's start off. Let's assume this is the first. That's a. Let first use. Let me just use red for all. The only one I need to change that is earth. I'll change the other three, four. I hope we're seeing it. Can we see it? Looks faint. Can we see it? Okay, I've seen your shed more light on earthing electric fence, lightning diverter. Okay, okay. Somehow faint. All right. Let me see if I'll turn off this light. If we see it, hold on. No, 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 no. It's faint. Is it better like this? Somebody, they said they can see it. Is it better? Or do I read too? Okay, you can see it. Do I return it? Do I turn on the light? Do I turn on the light or leave it this way? Bring the, okay, let me turn the, okay, hold it. Let me try. Think I turn on the light. Okay, I think it's better. Okay, great. I think it's better. Yes, it's better. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 lines. See, already what I'll just need to do, the simplest trick I'll use here is, if I want to configure a 6 line, I know my 6 line is live at live at live, right? It's just for me to say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my first 6 lines. I can just assume, okay, this is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me do, this is 7 anyway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But here I can just use this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, sorry, my body is going down. All right. Okay, see, did you get what I just did now? Okay. So, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, this is 10, 12. So, we understand the first lesson is live at live at live. What I would do here, this is the first 6. So it's just common sense. I just, okay, since it's 12, let me also do live at live at live. Perfect. So already I know what my configuration will be like. So it means this line, I'll change it to green since I know this is at. I can't use the if I use this, it's going to clean too many things. Permit me to use my fingers, right? So I'm going to use the green as the F. Let me see. This is another F. Okay. That seems faint. Right. Sorry, let me see if I can get another marker. Let's see, I have some other marker here. All right. It's okay. Let's see this. This is better. This one is better. Aha. Okay, this is another F, right? I'll wipe this off. I put the 6 line. I wipe this one off again. This is another F. And I put the F here. So another thing you look at is from the top, you have a life and you have earth, which is very close. Good one, I like that. From the bottom, you have life here and you have earth here. So all within, so life, earth, life, one earth, two life, one earth, two life, one earth, two life, one earth, and the last life. You see, this thing, okay, this thing most times is just for you to be smart with how your calculations. You just put it to look at it like, okay, if I have this one here, how do we do? If they say, if they bring another one to say, so this is work on this, I'll give you another instance. This is what that person wants. So I think so. We now have life, earth, life, earth, life. So let's look at how we join this one, connect this now. So let's say we are coming in from this direction. Energizer is here. So this one is coming, is out from Energizer, is going to the fence. And marry this one here. That means this is the direction of flow, right? So it gets here. This marries the next one, direction of flow. This one also gets here, marries this one. Your question is not clear. Now, this direction. This gets here, marries this one. It gets here, marries this. So gets here, marries this. So gets here, marry this. Gets here, marry the last one, and it returns to this direction. Now, let me tell you one secret. If you want to know if your connection is right, if it starts from here, go all the way and still ends on this side. It's starting from the right and it ends on the right side. You know your connection is correct and it's just moving like this. That flow, you must have this flow. But if you start in here and you know at the end of the day, maybe it got here, it's ending around this side. Just know you've done something wrong. It's not correct. It's not correct. You need to review it. Something is not right. You need to check it all over again. Check the numbers all over again. So that's for that. Now for the F, this one comes all the way from here. See entry from this side, the right hand side, moves all the way from here. This to the next one, this to the next, and this. So it means from this direction all the way this direction, all the way, gets here, and it still ends here, it still comes back here. So out, you know your connection is right. We can, okay, good. So this is how you configure the 12th line. This is how you configure it. If you like, it goes this way, turn anyhow. But one thing you must be careful, all these ones. Now, guys, listen to me. Still, I'm still looking for what to do, how I can really, I don't know if it's easy for me, but I think you guys can also help. We still have so many people out there who are still doing the wrong thing, right? They are still, they just go there, in short, most of the sites, most of my guys will go to sites, when I see any energy fence, the first thing I just look at the edges. If I want to know if a connection is correct first, I first start from here. When I see the edge, if I see what you've done at the edge, I already know if it's right or it's wrong. Nothing you tell me. So if I first start with the edge, I see what you did at the edge. I'll first know, okay, fine, is this one trying? Then I will now look at the main lines. If I don't see anything at the middle, before I'll say, yes, this one knows what he's doing. But most of our videos, I'm not sure we are actually sharing it enough We should not be, should I say, we should not hug knowledge, we should not be stingy, making people understand or learn. We should try and look for ways to see, let them learn, push these things out to them so that they too can also grow. I hope this is clear for what's that guy's name. Then for sync, this is you ask a question concerning earthing, right? Let's talk about that earthing. And that's what some persons they don't still understand. If you understand earthing, there's so many things you can do. All right. Okay. So, okay, can't hear. Okay, you can hear now. All right. Good. So, I was talking about connection. Somebody did. Excuse me. Yeah, if I can somebody remind me what I was actually talking about? I think one of these things is low. Um. Okay, better now. You see, now, like I was saying earlier, I was talking about how we can actually improve other persons in this very stuff. You too, they wanted to do like I think a place like 600 meter, the perimeter, and this guy they had to use two energizers. I was like, why? For just 8 lines, two energizers. Why? We've done about 4 kilometers of 8 lines, right? We have to use only three energizers. Do the math. That's about 3.6 kilometers. So it means approximately each energizer could span over 1,200 meters, right? That's it. If you do the math for that, 3.6 kilometers. Okay, my own question is on CCTV. Please type it. Let's see. Just type it. If you type that, just type it quickly. I'll respond to it. So, because he wants to do just 600 meters, you have to use two energizers, Wizard 4. And I did a job where we had to do, we had three, 3 kilometer, 3.6 kilometer, that's a 3,600 meters. We used only three energizer, and that fence was very active. Like, if that fence hit you, because we had to try to, I have a fence scope that I also use in testing fence. But you know the difference why that thing worked very effectively? It was the earthing. And that's the question Links just asked. So your earthing, if you have a good earthing, sufficient earthing for your job, I will tell you to a large extent, all these one that you put how many energizers, you don't need them. By standard, you see your Wizard 4. Your Wizard 4 is supposed to cover 14 kilometers of live wire. Did you hear that? 14 kilometers of live wire, your Wizard 4. Someone will say, boss, you're lying. That's the standard. If you're using I think the 1.6 mm cable, that your aluminum wire. So let's now assume we are using the stranded. Instead of going to 1.6, 14 kilometers, we can now go to 7 kilometers. Let's say 7 kilometers. For you to get 7 kilometers of live wire, it means if it's an 8 line, let's assume 8 lines. 1, Okay, so let's do the math. When you achieve 7 kilometers, it means only this. The total perimeter should be over 1,000 1,000 meters. That's 1 kilometer. You have a stretch of 1 kilometer. So let's assume it's 7 kilometers of live wire. So this is, let's say this is, I remove the earth. Let's say the earth is here because this has nothing to do with the life. So it can do on normal day with your 1.6 mm aluminum wire. It can cover 14 kilometers. But if it's with this stranded, let's now assume, let's cut it short to say, okay, 7 kilometers. So it means here we run all the stretch around 1,000 meter, 1,000 meter, 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters. So it means we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 kilometers. So if we have a perimeter of 1,000 meters, a result 4 will power that if you use your braided, that's your stranded cable to power it. But how is it effective? If you have earthing, sufficient earthing. Your earthing must be done by standard. If you're looking at 30 meters apart. When this gets here, 130 meter, take this, take to the ground, bury that. Even with that job I said we did, that even the shock was still that effective. You know how many? I mean, we're using 50 meters apart. That's how we're spacing with that job. But still, it was very effective. If you touch that fence on any side, nobody tells you, you will feel it. And I had to use my fence scope to even test around it to make sure that thing was working. So you too, you must understand this. I just make you understand now this evening that with 1,000, with your Wizard 4, you can cover 1,000 meters. Please take that home tonight. How can the earthing be done in building? Okay, I get the question you're asking. In the tech 4474, your question, you say maybe the floor, they've done the floor, right? I guess that's why you're asking that. Yes, by standard, these are the things that ought to be done before they start doing all those things. You see, most times here in Africa, we don't plan some things. They don't plan. And they start doing it. You see, after they've done building, they start breaking part to put some things. But if proper planning is done, they should have been docked. You come do carry out your inspection. After your inspection, you put your pipe, your duct where those things will be. That is going to the ground. You start drawing them down, put the duct. So when they're set, you just to pass your cable, open the ground there, bury it before they make the floor. So I understand that your question, what you actually meant by that. I think that is for that. Someone that said my only question is on CCTV. If it's CCTV, I don't know the question you want to ask concerning that, but we are almost wrapping up now. This is already 8 past 8 anyway. So for links, sinks. Now you should understand your earthing. Have you got? Do you know the? Have you gotten? What's it? The arrestor? Do you have the arrestor sink? Okay, I've seen your question. Two question. Number one: how do we determine the type of storage pit to be used for assuming we have 16 cameras installed and the cameras are active 247 every day? Okay, well, that question is quite, that it varies. Let me tell you, it varies depending on the kind of cameras you're using. Now, this is stuff you will have to personally check yourself because if you're using 2 MP cameras, right, you don't expect 2 MP and 5 MP to use the same the same, but let's say bandwidth from the storage the same time. They cannot be the same, right? 2 MB will consume less. The 5 MB will consume more. So most times, what I'll just advise is if you get your DVR for a 16 channel, you can just get a 2 TB. You cannot carry out a practical look at the whole thing to see, because there are some cameras, the way they do some of them, you set it from a DVR. You only set it on to only record when it detects motion, right? Okay, okay, that's fine. Get you can only detect it. The set is such that camera only records when it detects motion. So if there is no motion, it doesn't record. Some are set that way. You can set your DVR that way. You can also set it to always record. But for you to now, but what I'll just advise, if you're using a 16 channel DVR, what I'll tell you is you can give a shot to try to tell them, okay, 16 channel recommended, right? 1 TB, 2 TB hard disk. All you need to now do is to check to begin to, you is taking the installation, you can tell them, okay, please give me feedback every 3 days. You want to know the exact length, the exact days or number of days it will record for you to say, okay, fine. So that they don't miss any of those events, if they are events or maybe theft or anything. You don't miss those actions. So what you do, because DVR I set such that it overrides. So most times, what I always tell my client is, if their event, maybe something happened, please don't keep it for too long. Just let us know, so that if there is need for you to do a playback, by there you can see, you must see if they tell you maybe the incident happened today and they tell you maybe the next day. If you even waste 2 days to say, okay, after 2 days you are going there, you will still get that information. Your 2 TB cannot go back, cannot get full and overwrite that event. But 2 TB should still take you over 2 weeks before you start thinking of, oh, it has overwritten what it recorded before. That's not possible. So this is what I just wanted to understand is, you can tell them, okay, fine, their incident, let us know. And if it's every week, you can decide to do, okay, you want to try a playback every week. That's still safe. It's just for you to know the closest timing, not just leave it and just forget it and say, okay, nothing like that. So that's what I want you to understand. Okay, how do you configure DVR to only record? It's there. It's there. Go to where you click on those recording, those parameter. Go to your setting. It's there. It's there. You play. I don't have a DVR. It's not here. I don't know if we want to do a class on that. When I bring that here and turn on my TV and show you where it's there. Go to your record where you have record, how you want it to perform. You see it there. You can only put detect motion. Only when it detect motion, it should record. But default, it will always record every event. But if you want to conserve space, you don't want it to just be recording everything. You now go there, you set that. So, and you can use that for play like restricted areas where you know, okay, fine, nobody is always there, for example. So it is only when somebody comes in. Maybe you set it when it picks the person from the door, they just coming in. It starts recording. So that's where you use those stuff, right? Okay. The arrestor and the earthing has been done. But to know, so the question is, the arrestor and the earthing has been done, but to know if the earthing is done properly is my question. Now, one thing about earthing is, if you want to know if your earthing is done properly, you are the one who will determine if your earthing has been done properly. When you excavate the ground, you need to check your soil. You get to a place where the soil, where you start seeing because before we did that job, then before we fix those earth rods, they were long ones. So we have to dig up to, I think, up to 2 feet from the floor level. We dig 2 feet first, dig 2 feet of the ground. Then we now knock that earth rod into the 2 feet. So it means it has gone down below that level. So no matter what, it gets to a place where you have enough moisture. So you must try to do that with some area instead of just starting from the surface without digging it, just hit from the top. No. But if you open it first, dig around it, you have space, knock it down there. When it's down, so there's high tendency you get moisture and you have a good earthing. So if you want to confirm it, use your fence scope to test it. If when you test the check the life, you see the level where it will be on your, you see the reading on the is high. You can begin to get 8 point something kilowatt kilovolts on your fence scope. So that's for that in there. Okay. Okay, Kasa, can you do drawing for electric fence that comes that forms square, sir? See, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, let me just do. It's just that you must understand most of these things. I'll use one color of pen. Please permit me. I usually red so that doesn't take much of my time. Somebody says square. I hope I have space here. I have this square is really square the way you want it square. It's just the same thing. It's just for you to understand the principle. Either it's square or not square. Let's say we have pole, pole, pole. These are poles. Oh. Okay, so let's assume fine. You know, if it's square like it means the edge, they've not looped them right. Let's say they've not looped anywhere. Yeah, this one stop at the pole, not loop it. They are all open at the edge, right? Let's assume another pole is here. I've not married them. Okay. Let's put pole for all of them. Right. So you see that space. Is that noted? So this will make it as if it's really electric fence. Okay. Okay. Is this clear? Okay. Okay. Um fence scope. Fence scope is not common these days. Oh. It's not common these days, except if you request those people who import those stuff, you can tell them you want first school present, you want first school presently in naira, it should be over 100 and I hope it's not 160 or anything more than that right now for a fence scope right now presently. It's expensive. So let's assume these are your fence. What's your name? The the next level two, okay? Let's assume these fence are like this. Okay, where do we have our energizer? um let me say this is the house now. Energizer is closer to this side. This is okay. Let me use a life. Let me so that I separate life from earth. So it means energizer is closer to this side of the fence. I hope you can see it, right? Okay, energizer is closer to this side of the fence. So if it's closer to this side, I don't need to come start put energizer to link up from here. The first thing I first do is let me take my life to feed the fence, right? It says it's square. Okay, so I'll take, let's say this is our life out. It enters this, it moves. Since they are pole here, so at the edge, I'll need to link them. I'll link this one here at the edge. Then it keeps moving. I'll link this one here. It keeps moving. When I get to this one, I'll link this one. It keeps moving. If I get here, I won't come to this side. I'll leave it. I'll let's please let's understand. This is a live at live at live live at live at live live at live at live live at live at live. Okay, so already it's clear now. So now this first line, I don't want to change this color to green. It's going to take my time. So, but if I left it with green, it would have been better, sha. That makes it easy for you. I think this is clear. Better. All right. So now this life went all the way, got here, got to this end. So when I get there, there's space between these two. I don't need to cross here now. What I need to do, I'll just loop this one to the next life. So it comes all the way, gets here, I link this one. This one gets here, I'll loop this one. Continue. This one gets here, I'll loop this one. Loop it. Continue. It gets here, I'll just jump and marry the next life. So it continues. I loop this one here. One gets here, I loop this one. One gets here, I loop this one. This gets here. All I need to do is to take it to the next live at the top. Continue, returns. When it gets here, I loop this one. When this gets here, I loop this one. When this gets here, I loop here. By the time I get to this place, I will just take this one straight. Sorry, to this side of the energizer. Is that clear? That's just it. Then the earth. All I need to do for earth is to take this one. Hey, sorry. I'm supposed to use the earth color. Take from the earth. I can come start from here. This gets here, I loop this one here. One gets here, I loop it. It gets here, I loop it. The only place I will not loop is this one with this one. So I will not take this one to the next one here. It gets here, I loop here. It gets here, I loop here. It gets here, I loop this. Then this one, it gets to this point, is just for me to take it to this other one. That's all. All right. Okay, Said Patel, this Said Patel. I'm doing great. How about you? Yeah, doing great. Thank you. So that's just for that still. I hope that is noted. What's his name? the next level 2, right? That's it. That's how this is done. Hmm? I think we want to call it a day. We spent around an hour. Hmm. Ah, all right. All right. Can we call it a day? Next level 2. Are you fine with that? Let me see your thumbs up, please. Next level 2. Yeah, Mr. Saeed, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I think we want to call it a day. Next level 2. Let me see your thumbs up. Hmm. Classic. Okay. Links. Class on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Maybe that's what we'll do next. We'll be having. We can do that on WhatsApp still. I don't know the numbers of person that can be that you can actually admit into a room on WhatsApp, the maximum. So that's just my challenge with WhatsApp. Mm, I don't know the maximum, but if this is all for now, okay, okay, everything okay, good, yes, it's very clear now. Okay, thank you. I want to appreciate every one of you for turning up, and please, you should keep learning, keep seeking for knowledge, seek for knowledge. I know some of us here that are ready, that are always happy to, they're always ready. They want to pay for knowledge, and if if you continue that way, before you know, the sky will just be your stepping stone, not the limit. So I want to say thank you to everyone who created time to be in this class. I appreciate you all. God bless you. Thanks for your time. So I'll be calling it a day. Okay, perimeter light. Perimeter light. That's not okay. I'll talk with you. Said you can also say talk with me on WhatsApp. Say let's see how we'll talk about that. That's not it's not not a big deal though. All right. Okay, we'll call it a day. Do have a nice evening, everyone. Is that is it that you are not serious? Okay. Alright. Okay, we'll do that later then. Okay. All right then. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Mm, let's call it a day.